ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹಂಡ್ರೆಡ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ
Hello, Supriya. Can you hear me? Hello. 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 ಹಲೋ. ಹಾಂ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತೇನ್ರಿ ನಿಮಗೆ? ಹಾಂ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ವೇನ್ರಿ? ಪ್ಲೇ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತಾ? ನನ್ನ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಬರಲೇ ಇಲ್ವಾ ನಿಮಗೀಗ? ಮುಗೀತಾ? ಅದು ಮುಗೀತಾ? ಅದು ಮುಗೀತೇನ್ರಿ ಅದು? ಪ್ಲೇ ಆಗ್ತಾನೇ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಅದು ಮುಗ್ದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಹೇಳಿ ನನಗೆ ವಿಡಿಯೋ. ಅದು ಮುಗಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣನೇ ಹೇಳಿ, ನಾನು 2 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಮುಗಿಬೋದು ಹೇಳಿ. ಹಾಂ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್. ಹಾಂ, ಹಲೋ ಸುಪ್ರಿಯಾ. ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಹಿಯರ್ ಮೀ? ಸರ್
ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ?
ಇನ್ನು 2 o'clock ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್.
ಹೌದಾ?
ಎಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್. ಹಾಂ ಸರ್ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್. ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಗೂಗಲ್ ಮೀಟ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಕೊಡೋಣ ಇಲ್ಲ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ಗೆ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ.
ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ಗೆ ಇದು ಗೂಗಲ್ ಮೀಟ್ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಡಿ.
ಓಕೆ.
ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಅವಾಗ.
ಹೌದಾ?
ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ನೋಡೋಕ್ಕಷ್ಟೇ.
ಓಕೆ.
ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಈ ಬ್ರೋಚರ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟುಡೇ ಸೆಷನ್ಗೆ ಈ ಬ್ರೋಚರ್.
ಈಗ ಕೇಳ್ಬಿಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾಳೆ.
Yes, Supriya, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Start ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಸರು ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ಲಾ? ಈಗ 2 o'clock ಆಯಿತು. ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ನೂ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರು ಆಗಲಿ ಬೇಕಾರೆ. Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Okay, good afternoon, one and all. I feel honored and privileged to welcome our speaker, Mr. Raghu Prasad KS, sir. Welcome you, sir. And today there will be a session on applications of machine learning. And thanks for joining us with us, sir. Sir, you can please take over the session.
I can see only 37 people. Is there any more people are going to join? We can wait if it is, because otherwise in between if they join it will disturb.
Sir, actually, as of there is a limitation in the Google Meet, so most of them are joining through YouTube stream link.
Okay.
So one class are joining through this Google Meet link, others are viewing through YouTube links.
Okay,
Okay,
fine,
sir,
fine.
you can start it now, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you,
Thanks.
sir.
Okay. So will you please record this meeting? Is it being recorded? Because I'm not getting any intimation saying that it's recorded.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it will be recorded.
Can I get a confirmation? Are you able to see the screen? Can I get a confirmation?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir,
Okay.
screen is visible.
Okay, fine. I can hear some background sound. Can all of you mute yourself? Okay. So let me get started. So good afternoon to each and everyone present here. Today I will be presenting a webinar on applications of machine learning. And myself, Raghu Prasad. This is for those people who are not attended the first day webinar. So yesterday I spoke about Python, applications of Python, how to get started with Python. And then we have also done a bit of hands-on. And myself, Raghu Prasad, I have done my BE and MS. I have overall 24 years of experience. Out of which, in the initial years, I was a lecturer in engineering college for about 17 years. So from last 17 years, I'm into IT. As part of it, I worked in various companies like Cisco, CSC, ICC group of companies, First Apex. So I started off my career as a developer, then moved moved on the way as project lead, project manager, program manager, solution architect, and then associate vice president. So I'm very passionate about sharing my knowledge to the needy ones. So that's why I thought let me do something bit in this regard. So that is where we started Kaushalya Technical Training and Consultancy. As part of it, we are providing training and then consultancy on the IT niche skills. And these are the technologies we work with or we provide training. One is on Java, basic Java, advanced Java, Python. So when we say Python, web development, machine learning, artificial intelligence, and JavaScript technologies. You may be knowing about something called MeanStuck, which is Mongo, Express, Angular, and Node, and also Internet of Things and test automation. And other than this, we also provide training on enterprise resource planning, ERP. And we work with most of the top-notch customers like Philips, L&T, NextGen, Incornus, and various universities, colleges in and outside of Bangalore. So this is a brief introduction. Yeah. So today I will be starting with what is known as AI. And many a times we use AI, ML, deep learning. What exactly is that? And the applications of ML or AI, bit of history of AI, and then we will be deep diving into machine learning. And then we can also discuss some of the domain specific applications that is being built on ML. And also I will be showing some hands-on on the basics of this coding. Okay, so let me get started with this. So when it comes to AI, what is AI? And why is the requirement of AI? Where and all we are using AI? So AI is nothing but as we know, it is a word, artificial intelligence. So what is this intelligence? So as a human being, we have all intelligence, right? We are having our natural intelligence. And then what is this artificial intelligence? So artificial intelligence is nothing but we want to make machine mimic the cognitive functions of a human being. What is the cognitive function? Like we have a human being has a great ability to learn, understand, think, and act, right? So we have the great ability to learn and solve a problem. So can we make machine, or can we build a machine which can think like human being and which can act like human being? So that particular branch of computer science, we call it as artificial intelligence, or also we call it as machine intelligence. So many times when we say artificial intelligence, along with that comes machine learning and then deep learning. Let us understand what is that. So when I say cognitive function, it is involving or related to the process of thinking and reasoning. So that is what makes human being the great, right? So can we make, whenever I say human being, we do a lot of functions, right? We have eyes, ears, nose. So we do a lot of things. So it's really interesting to make a machine work like a human being or think like a human being. So that is where this artificial intelligence comes into picture. And to make it very clear, artificial intelligence is the overall branch of a computer science, which is a technique that enables computers to mimic human intelligence. When we say human intelligence, like we do a lot of things, right? Logically, we think we apply some kind of a rules, right? That is where we do thinking and all those things. And then we understand as we learn, we may be better in terms of taking some kind of a decision with the experience. So that is what overall we call it as artificial intelligence. In that, one branch or subset is machine learning. What is machine learning? If a machine is able to do the task with some experience, and whenever it does the task with experience, it is able to do the task in a better way, or it improves with the efficiency of doing the same task or similar task with the experience. So that is what we call it as machine learning. It is a subset of AI which includes some kind of statistical techniques, some kind of modeling, which enable it to improve at the task what it does with the experience. That is what we call it as machine learning. There is a terminology called as deep learning. Whenever I said deep learning, again, it is a subset of machine learning. Again, it uses some sort of algorithms and perform some task in a better way, like speech recognition or image recognition, image processing, by using what is called as multi-layered neural network. So what is this neural network? As a human being, we have also neural network. We call it as a biological neural network. Our brain is a complex machine, right? It itself is a very complex. So whenever we are going, suddenly we see some snake coming towards us, or suddenly some vehicle coming towards us at a much speed, then we get into action, right? So I seize, and then let's take back. We get the what you can call it as necessary direction from our brain. So in order to get that, it looks so easy, but internally it has so many crores of neurons which identifies, yes, this is a vehicle and this is coming at so much speed, or this is a snake which is coming closer to us. It is not just only one neuron or anything, it is crores of neuron or lakhs of neuron which is involved in taking this particular decision. So can we do something similar here, so that we can use that multi-layer neuron network to solve a problem that is called as the deep learning. So overall, it is artificial intelligence. Anything we do finally leads to artificial intelligence. Subset of artificial intelligence, only it involves in getting better accuracy over the task what we do with the experience. We call it as machine learning. If we do that task using neural networks, we call it as deep learning. Okay, so these are all the broad subcategory or the overview of artificial intelligence and machine learning. And what are the things we can do with machine learning? And further, what are the things we can do? One is, as we know, like again, it has so many other things as well. When I say machine learning, there are these things. There are some classification, like we have supervised machine learning, unsupervised machine learning, and deep learning. And there is something called natural language processing. What is NLP? Natural language processing. The language, whatever we speak, I'm speaking now in English, or maybe we converse in Kannada or any other language, that we call it as natural language. We frame the sentence in different ways, right? So we can talk in different ways. We can frame the grammar in different ways. So can a machine can understand this, the way we speak, or the way we actually talk, or the way we write, right? So can it understand the context of knowing that? Okay, that is what we call it as natural language processing, basically for reading and writing. From the perspective of reading and writing a language and understanding and translating, that is what we call it as the natural language processing. In that, speech also comes. So speech is again segregated as another part. So here, natural language processing, it could be question answering. Mostly you would have knowing chatbots, machine translation, translating. If I put some things in English, I want to translate into other language, you can do it. Or the generating a text, or extracting a content. There are so much data. Can I extract the content of that and then try to get that information? So those are all part of the natural language processing. Another important thing is the vision. So like as a human being, we have our eyes, right? In the similar way, can we make machine, can we put a camera into the machine and can it recognize the way we recognize some images, right? And those kind of things. That is what we call it as the another subset. That is again, it is part of the artificial intelligence. Another one which I already spoke is speech to text and text to speech. So whenever we talk something, can it be converted into text? And whenever we type something, can it be translated to speech? Or whenever we talk something, can it be converted? Like, so this is again is part of the artificial intelligence. And robotics also is part of the artificial intelligence. And then the expert system, yesterday Prasad sir was talking about, he has built so many expert system, maybe related to agriculture or solving a specific issues of a domain. So that is what we call it as the expert system. So when we say artificial intelligence, there are broadly many things. So machine learning, as we know, it is a subset of the artificial intelligence. So these are all the possible applications of artificial intelligence. When we look at it, so many things I spoke about, maybe image analysis, audio analysis, or like audio analysis, visualization, and having something like personal assistant, natural language processing, deep learning, simulation, machine translation, social network analysis, robotics, and all are exactly like they're all the different applications of artificial intelligence. So let us look at some of the products of the artificial intelligence. So in them, one of the piece is a machine learning. So if you look at now, there is a lot of research is going on in this area of driverless car, right? Self-driving car or driverless car. So Google is investing a lot. Tesla is investing. Many companies are investing a lot in this kind of thing. So this is where, so here convergence of so many technologies, like you have sensors, you have to build the image, you have to build a 3D object, try to identify the vehicles coming in. It's very complex problem to solve, right? So this is where, and also you should see like all the 3 directions or from the different directions. Driving is not so easy, right? And that too in cities and with a lot of traffic, it's really difficult. In that way, there are so many things built into it, LiDAR systems, and then different cameras and sensors, and it's tried to, and even it has to run in different conditions like rain, fog, or snow, things like that. So this is one of the products of AI, which is a lot of research is going on in this direction. Other than that, if you look at many of the AI, Google, so Google is moving from mobile first approach to AI first approach. So they had something called mobile first approach. Now they are moving towards what is called as AI first approach. So if you look at many of the products of the Google, they're all built, I mean, they're all developed or on top of the AI. So if you look at a simple example, if you look at a Gmail, you have a Gmail, right? You know Gmail, you people are using Gmail, right? So there are 2 things. One is, simple thing is, whenever a mail comes to you, it is classified as spam or not spam, right? That is example of a machine learning. Okay, you get suddenly a mail from some person in Africa saying that, hey guy, you got a, what you can call it as this much lottery, please approach us or send your account details or something like that. So nobody will give free, right? Anything. So that is what is an example of a machine learning, classifying something as spam or non-spam. Other than that, now if you look at the recently Google, if you start using Gmail, if you type any sentence in Gmail, automatically it prompts you, automatically it gives you a sentence which you can use it. Again, that is an example. There is something called Google Glass, right? So that is an app. Using that app, what you can do is you can take that app and then you can show it in front of any tree or a plant. It is going to tell you, like, you can hold it in front of a tree or a plant. It is going to tell you what kind of tree it is, or any furniture or anything for that matter. It is able to recognize what it is. And Google has AdWords, the advertisement comes in, the main money for Google comes from that. That is also built using this thing. And also any offensive content identified through the YouTube, or like already Google Maps. So many things built on top of the AI, or it is internally using AI. And also Google Home. So that is what like Google Assistant. Again, it is a voice assistant. Okay, so you have Alexa and all. They're all again part of the artificial intelligence product. And also Nest is a company which uses like thermostats and all. So that Google is integrated with those kind of a product to build home automation. So they are all part of the Google's AI product. And this is what I am talking about, personal assistant. There is a personal assistant already built into your mobile, right? Google Assist is there, right? In mobile, you talk, suppose someone is there who don't know how to use English or any other thing, they can talk in Kannada with that, and then it can tell you what exactly it has to do. And also you have all these assistant, and then Amazon Alexa, or in your desktop itself or laptop, if you are having Windows 10, there is a Cortana. Cortana is there. That is again a personal assistant. You can say, Cortana, tell me a story, it will tell you, or Cortana, get me this information, it is going to get you. So they are all example of AI. And other examples you are already aware of, or you have experienced this. When you buy something, say now big billion sale is happening, right? So they want you people to buy something. So when a big billion sale is happening, so they will say, when you buy something, oh, it is going to do a recommendation, right? It says the person who has bought this also bought this, right? That is a recommendation. So that is again part of the AI broadly, or it is example of an ML. Same thing in Netflix. You people watch movie, right? In the Netflix, based on whatever the genre you watch, it is going to predict you something. Okay, so that is again example of the artificial intelligence. And then you already aware of like Facebook, this the recognition of the image. So probably you say it. So you bunk a class and you go somewhere, and your friend, and you go somewhere and to a party or something, and outside, and your friends upload your photo, and your photo image is tagged, and you would have told here in the classroom, so I am not keeping well. So people can be easily caught when the same image is uploaded into Facebook, right? So you can not only detect the face, you can detect so many other things, like which is a road, which is a car, which is a bicycle, which is a person. We can recognize all those things. And AI is extensively used as a healthcare chatbot. That is what you have seen in the pandemic, like Corona. So where there was very less medical assistant, right? Many patients having some other problem are not taken into any hospital, or they are not providing you option to get admitted to a hospital. Then came this healthcare chatbots. So where you can tell what are your symptoms, then it is going to tell you, like based on the symptoms, it is going to predict you something, and like that. So there is a lot of healthcare chatbots are going on. A lot of chatbots are there. So these are a few of the applications of ML and AI. And if you look back the history of AI, so AI is there not new. It is there from long time. It's there from long time back, but it has come into predominant now only. So that's why what is happening is, even though it started somewhere in 1956, much of the work has happened, but it became famous like in 1997 when the Deep Blue, a chess computer, beat the world champion in the chess. And also after that, like there is something called AlphaGo, which is a game like a chess, and there also the machine is able to beat the world number one. Similarly, Apple Siri came into picture, then driverless car of the Google, and then we have IBM Watson, which is an analytical tool, which is an artificial intelligence application. So it became popular now. So now the question is why now, why it is becoming popular? So because of two things. One is because of the availability of the huge data and the computing power, which I will be speaking in a while. Now let us look at other than that, the real applications are which is being used. It is not just a scientific fiction or something you watch in English movies. It's not like that. AI is already in practice. For example, this KSRTC buses, they have installed sensor-based anti-collision devices, okay, which runs in some major routes like Hyderabad and Pune. They are done a pilot basis. So sensor is connected through the engine control unit, ECU, which sends an alert to the vehicle, I mean to the alert when it detects an obstacle 10 to 20 meters distance, and automatically the speed reduces. And also the driver who is actually riding the vehicle, it will identify his facial movement, his eyeball movement, eyelid movement, and if he tries to sleep or if he tries to doze or if there is a jerk in the head, it try to get the driver's attention by alarming something. So all are convergence of many technologies like AI as well as Internet of Things, right? So this is being already used. You can see in the net, you can see this news came up. And even it is very good, when the buses vehicles are going in the dense forest or in the fog. So it is very effective because it tries to reduce the speed and things like that. So it has got the award also. And nowadays everyone's home you have a what you can call it a surveillance system, right? So it is there in the shops and all where you go to shop and they are watching you, right? We are watching you. Similarly nowadays even household can afford. So with around 3,000 rupees you can get MI home like camera. So which has so many things. If it can recognize someone coming in, it will give an alert, and also it will give a push notification to your mobile, and even night vision it has, and it has a you can converse with someone who is standing outside of your house through this. So once it has happened in Bangalore, there is a Manyata Tech Park. So behind that there was a person who has built his house, and no one was there in his house because he went to US, and suddenly some burglars came into house and they tried to break at about 3:25 a.m. in the morning. So they tried to gain entry into the house. Then he has installed this particular camera, so which alerted, and it has given notification to his mobile, which is there in the US, and he suddenly alerted his neighbor, and then they alerted the police, and they came and caught. It looks like a some scene in a movie, but it is a reality. So this is how the technology is a great enabler, right? So we can use the technology. So this is a brief introduction about what is called as the AI and the different branches of AI. Okay, and what are the different kinds of areas under which we can work on when you say AI, and machine learning is one of the part of the AI. Okay, so let me move to the next part where we allow when you want to do this thing. As I was speaking, the main thing happened is why AI now? This is because of the availability of huge data, right? So now we have huge data. So because of that, and also the computing power. So that's why what we need to understand is we need to understand what is called as when we get this particular data, how are you going to use this data? What is the part of AI in a project? What is the part of AI in a project or ML in a project? So we call it as exploratory data analysis. We call it as exploratory data analysis, or we call it as a EDA. So as I told, like what is exploratory data analysis? So now everyone is generating so much data. We are also generating so much data, right? So we are all posting something either in Facebook or Instagram, or earlier in any other apps, right? Or we are creating some video, uploading to YouTube, putting in a blog, things like that, right? So Twitter, someone is using a Twitter, putting the data, and also we have so many sensors which is producing a lot of data. So it is very important to analyze the data, because now what is happening, the people are not using a conventional way of expressing their, what you can call it as, their appreciation, or what is that, their, if they see like something is not good, or they bought a product, let us say they bought a product or a service, they go to the net and they will say, hey, this company's product is not good, service is not good, right? So the companies want to know what people are talking about their product, what people are talking about their service, or who is the potential customer who can buy their product, buy their service. That is very, very important for company. That's why they want to get into this AI and ML, because they want to know like what people are talking about. So that is where the data comes into picture. So we have huge data. Suppose if you bought, suppose your internet is down in your house or in your office or in your hostel. So then you complain to the service provider and service provider does not fix. Then immediately you go maybe in the maybe in Facebook or any other media and you start telling, hey, this product is not good. Then definitely that will have bad impact on the business, right? So they want to know what is happening. They want to identify the pattern, discover the pattern in the data, whatever you people are putting. They want to spot the anomalies. Or sometimes you tell, oh, this product is good. You refer to some other people, right? So very important for any industry, any business to know about their customers, their services, their products, right? That is where this comes into picture, exploratory data analysis. Why we are doing exploratory data analysis? This is part of one of the project, or it is a project of data science. You will come across with some other terminology, we call it as data science, which is basically to analyze, understand the data and to get the hidden pattern in the data. Okay, try to identify the pattern and hidden pattern. So that is what we call it as the exploratory data analysis. So what it is going to do is it is going to discover the pattern and the spot analysis and then frame the hypothesis. See, suddenly now, you know, like there are some products called White Hat Junior. You may be knowing that, no? White Hat Junior. They say, oh, your child is 7 years, 8 years old. They can become very good profession, things like that. So they are pumping so much money, and people are every household wants their kids to learn those things, right? So much competition nowadays. They want to understand all those things. That is where the exploratory data analysis comes into picture. Using that, we can understand the trends, and there are so many statistical things we can get into. So that is where the data science comes into picture. You hear about these things. I mean, again, data science, ML, DL, deep learning. Data science is what is data science? It is a multidisciplinary field that uses the scientific methods, processes, algorithms, and systems to extract the knowledge and the insight from the data. The data is very important. What are the data? Now we have something called structured data and unstructured data, because machine learning is all about the data, right? So all about the building model by understanding the data. So that's why we have to understand what kind of data, from where to collect the data. That is where the project starts. So there are two terminologies. One we use as what we can call it as the one we use it as structured data and unstructured data. So what is structured data? What is unstructured data? Most of the data we store, earlier we used to store most of the data in a database. Now also we continue to store the data in a database, and that we call it as a structured data, using some SQL queries, writing some SQL queries and storing the data. That is called as structured data. So you can see structured data. So it is there like in 2000, there is an explosion of the data. People started using the data in a different ways, unstructured data. That is where our blogs came in, social media came in, right? All the data from the sensors came in. So too much data is there. This is the unstructured data. So when we want to analyze how my business is doing, we need to take care of understanding Both this data, structured data, unstructured data. Unstructured data maybe in the form of a XML file, or that is called semi-structured data, or like CSV file or Excel file or logs of a financial transaction. Those are all many kind of a data we have, which are structured and unstructured data. So data science is nothing but this is analysis of the collection of the data, analysis of the data, and try to understand the hidden pattern of the data. That is where the machine learning comes into picture. Okay, so this is a bigger aspect of this. We have to cater to structured data as well as unstructured data. So a lot of applications of data science, we can use it for predicting a pricing of any travel or like healthcare. It could be used in forecast demand of the forecast. I mean forecasting the demand, and also claim prediction in insurance, fraud and risk detection, and self-driving car. Again, social media analysis, cross-selling, upselling. There are different kinds of applications you come across in this. So now let us understand where exactly how a machine learning project starts. And ideally, it is part of the data science. Okay, this is a part of the data science. What is the data science? I told you already. It is a blend of various tools, algorithm, and machine learning principles with the goal of discovering the hidden pattern from the raw data. We have the data, we have to discover the hidden pattern so that it makes more sense for our business. It will help us in predicting the future and take the business decision. See, we have the technology. So technology is of no use unless we apply to our business, right? So any problem in data science or anything start with the business requirement. So let us understand what is the business requirement. Let us say there is a telecom company A, B, say Airtel is there, Vodafone is there, some other company, BSNL is there. So they want to know like why customer is moving from my company to another company. Now you have a telephone portability, right? So you can go to any customer and still you can have your telephone mobile number intact, right? So people are moving. So if the business requirement is, so they came to know, oh, suddenly last 2 months my business is down. So they want to know what is this. Then they approach the business team, and then maybe they will hire some data scientists to do this thing, and they wanted to know why, what is happening. Can you find out what is happening? Then what the business team will do? Okay, business team will try to collect the data from various sources. The information available in their software, and also there are other information which is available outside of their software, like social media, blogs. Someone has written, someone has created a YouTube video on their product, things like that. So they collect all the information. They collect so much information. Then once they collect the information, they try to come up with a problem statement. So any project in data science or machine learning starts with a problem statement. What is the problem statement here is to find the customer churn. We call it as a customer churn. Why customer is moving from my company to another company? So that is where the problem starts. Once this problem starts, then they collect all the information and try to start with understanding the various data points, various elements in the data. And then that is where we do the exploratory data analysis. What is the exploratory data analysis? Reading the data from various sources, collating the data, analyzing the data, cleaning the data, cleansing the data, clean and cleanse. Maybe some data is duplicate, maybe some of the information is missing, maybe some redundancy in the information, or some columns or some data points are not required. Okay, so those are the things we do. We call it as exploratory data analysis. We call it as the exploratory. That is what is the precursor to machine learning. When I do machine learning, that is first part of it. We have to read the data, right? And then only we will proceed. We call it as exploratory data analysis. Then comes the machine learning. See, machine learning is one of the part of the entire big project of the data science. So then we apply once we have this data, then we apply, then exploratory data analysis, two things are there. One is visualization. What is visualization? Pictorially representing the data, analyzing something. See, every day now you are getting corona, what you can call it as the data information, right? So every TV channel, every other newspaper, every electronic media, they're publishing so many graphs, right? So which will indicate clearly whether it is going up or down or what is the trend. So that is what is visualization. So again, if you take up the example of a corona, it is a very good example for a data science project where so much data they are getting, they're trying to analyze the data, they're trying to see the hot spot or hot zones, right? And how it is spreading and things like that. So then they apply some kind of a model. That is where the machine learning model they are going to apply, and then see the trend or the prediction or things like that. And they do two things. One is training and testing. They build a model. They use that data to train the model. And then once they train the model, they test that model with some other set of data and then see the accuracy. And if it is fine, then it can be go for production. That is what we call it as data product engineering, where they're building the application, they put it onto either web or they put it onto mobile, that particular app and all. That is where we are going to see this. So this is what is the overall project of any data science project, where we have this exploratory data analysis. First, it starts with the problem statement. Once the problem statement is done, this is how to go about doing a project. So this is where we will start with that, then do the exploratory data analysis, then machine learning, then the data engineering. So this is the overall project life cycle. So now what are the things we do? There are two things. One is predictive causal analytics. We can predict something. Suppose what kind of prediction we can make? Suppose if a bank is giving a loan to someone. So is this guy is going to repay the loan? They want to predict. Or like, is this guy is going to buy insurance? A insurance company is launching a product. They want to know whether this guy is going to buy or not. By looking into so many historical data, right? The historical data of that thing. Or is this stock, what would be the price of the stock in the going future, in next week or 1 month down the line, when this blue chip companies are going to come up. This is one thing. This is called predictive causal analysis. Another one is prescriptive analysis, where prescriptive analysis is on the go. It is like self-driving car, right? So on the go, you have to take the decision. Okay, so that is where a lot of challenges are there in this, and most of the machine learning problems currently being solved is in the prescriptive causal analytics. A lot of experimentation is happening in the predictive causal analytics, and a lot of experimentation is happening in the prescriptive analytics. So this is where the machine learning is used for making the decision predictions and all those things. So this is the overall life cycle of a data science project. This is where your model planning, model building comes into picture. The first all way it starts with the business requirement, then going back to the stakeholders, informing them what we have done. So now the question is, in order to do that, there are different softwares, different applications available, and the one which is mostly widely used is Python. So why Python for data science? Again, yesterday I spoke about Python. One is it is free, it is flexible, it's open source. Many people have developed a library on top of Python, right? Many people have developed a library on top of Python. And the libraries which are built have the ability to solve the above problems, whatever I said in the AI, different areas of AI, be it machine vision, be it text to speech, speech to text, be it like data analytics. So a lot of modules or libraries are available. Because of that, you can get started quickly with Python, and then you can start using Python. So that's why Python has become powerful. Other than that, you have other languages like R and SAS, which are more specific to this. But Python is being a generic programming language. You can build a web app, right? You can connect to the database. You can do a lot of things on this. So this is where it is coming into picture. Hope you are able to hear me. Okay, let me just take a pause. Okay, so how is it going? Are you able to get this? Just let me get the quick feedback. Are you able to understand? Okay, So just let me get the feedback, and also let me have a water. So it's 45 minutes. Okay, good. Okay. So let me continue. So now let us understand what are the libraries. Typically, these are the few libraries available. One of them is Pandas, Matplotlib, Scikit-learn. When you say you know machine learning or data science, you should know this. One of them is the NumPy. NumPy is a numerical Python, which is basically, finally, it's all mathematics. See, in order to learn machine learning, at least you should revise few of the things of the mathematics, like linear algebra, derivative, probability. So if you want to use just the algorithm, it's okay, but you want to go much deeper into it, those are all required. And then statistics, bit of statistics, these are the prerequisites. And mostly, like, finally we work with numbers, right? So that is where this NumPy comes into picture. This is a n-dimensional array. It is an n-dimensional array. So the library used is called as the NumPy. So Pandas is a very important library. That is where your any of the machine learning algorithms, machine learning project starts with reading the data using a Pandas. So Pandas is like, you can see when you read the data from Pandas, the data is in the form of an Excel, or it is like our data is organized in the form of either single dimension or two dimension, and mostly the data is in the form of a tabular, that is like a column and rows. So that is what is another library, which is Pandas. The next library we are using is Matplotlib, that is for the visualization. Again, we say, right, a picture is a worth of 1,000 words. So instead of telling, oh, corona is going like this or not, just put a plot of daily status, okay, and how many people have cured, how many people died, how many people active. So it's very easy, right? So that is what is the Matplotlib library. And Scikit-learn. So this is the library which is helpful, which has all the algorithms. All these algorithms are available in the Scikit-learn. So it has NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, and Scikit-learn. So we have a lot of algorithms like regression and then classification. All those algorithms are available. So when we say we know data science or we know machine learning, and from the Python perspective, these are the libraries you have to get started. So now let me just quickly just demonstrate you what is a Pandas and how to get started with Pandas and things like that. And then we will say Pandas and Matplotlib, then I will go to the machine learning. So this is the beginning for the machine learning. So Pandas is a library which has two kinds of data, which is one is a series, another one is a data frame. So series is a single dimension and data frame is two dimension. Okay, so let us see how do we read the data. And Pandas has the ability to read the data from SQL, read the data from CSV file, read the data from Excel, because as I told you, data traditionally is stored in SQL. Maybe data is available in different formats. It has the ability to read those data. So that is where the first point is the data. That is where Pandas comes into picture. And there is something called Pandas cheat sheet. If you search in the net Pandas cheat sheet, it will tell you what is a Pandas. So this is a one-dimensional array. One-dimensional array is like what you do. We call it as a series. Just it is like a list. Yesterday I was talking about list, right? It is a list. Set of list is called as a data frame. Set of list is called as a data frame. It is a two-dimensional. And lot of things we do with this. We can read the data from a CSV file. We can write the data to a CSV file, or we will read the data from Excel, write it to a Excel. And then we were doing in SQL, same thing you can do without you writing the SQL queries. So, and then identify the null values and things like that. That is where the pandas comes to picture. Okay, so let's get started with pandas. Let us see how to start with the pandas. So usually we are using Jupyter Notebook. So as I told you, those who are not attended yesterday's class, the first thing is the software we are using is what is called as the Anaconda. So first we have to download the Anaconda. So download Anaconda, that is what most of the people are using. And when I download the Anaconda, so this is what is downloading Anaconda. You can download based on your operating system. And then if it is Windows 64-bit, you can download this. It will take some time and then it will download. Once you download, it installs many software. One of them is a Spider. So yesterday, whatever I have demonstrated, I demonstrated using Spider, right? So I did the basic programming of Python on Spider. That is what I did yesterday. These are the programs we have written, right? These are the programs we have written yesterday. So to get you the basics of Python. Today, what we are going to do is I want to typing all the things because it's going to take some time. So I have the programs and I'm going to run and I'm going to show you and I'm going to explain. So for that purpose, what I have done is in my folder, I created a folder called exploratory data analysis, and then there is a exploratory data analysis demo. And here we have some data sets. So this is what I told like it all starts with the data. So what kind of data? So suppose some of the corona data is here and I will be using this. So first thing what we are going to do is we are going to start the Jupyter Notebook. So what we are using is we are using what is called as Jupyter Notebook. Jupyter Notebook. Okay. And also Google uses something called Colab. You can even use the Colab. You can without using Jupyter, installing Jupyter Notebook you can do online using Google Colab. So we can use the Jupyter Notebook because we want to do it on our system. So how to start the Jupyter Notebook? Before that, you should have installed what is called as the Anaconda. If you install Anaconda, Jupyter Notebook automatically gets installed. Once it is done, then I will come here to this folder, enter command prompt, then type Jupyter Notebook. So this is what I typed, right? So this is what Jupyter Notebook. I'm going to type the Jupyter Notebook. So it opens up in the Jupyter Notebook. So it is going to take some time and it is going to open. Okay. So this is a Jupyter Notebook. What you can do with Jupyter Notebook, you can write your Python program here also. Okay, you can write a Python program here also. So in order to write a Python program, what you have to do? You have to just say new and then Python 3. Okay, so you can write any Python program. Say print welcome to applications of machine learning webinar. And then how to run it? Just you can click run. So this is what is called as the Jupyter Notebook. So you can define an array, you can define a list. Anything you wanted to do, you can do it. And then suppose I want to find the length of this. So we can do all these things and you can save it. Suppose here untitled is there. So just say notebook demo. So like this we can. And another important thing is you can comment here. Suppose you can write the comment, you can embed the picture. So many good things are there. So I can say code you can say heading. So I can say something like demo of pandas, right? So this is where this is a comment, right? And you have two way, like second line comment. Okay, so pandas read data. Even I can insert the image, so many things you can do. So a very good, very handy tool. So most of the people, data scientists, everyone is using this. Okay, so now let us get quickly started with pandas. I come here, I have written a pandas demo, basics of pandas. I click this, and this is called notebook. The extension is IPYNB. IPYNB, this is the extension. So pandas has, as I told you, two basically data things or two structures. One is the series is a type of list in pandas. It is like a series is a like a list in pandas, and it can take integer value, the string value, double value, or anything it can take. So pandas series return an object in the form of a list having with the index. It starts with the index 0 and then up to n. And if I want to get started with a series, how to create a series? So if I want to create a series, this is what I have to do. First is we have to import the pandas. If you just download Python and get started, then pandas won't be there in Python. Then you have to install that library, like you have to say pip install. So that is where very important to download like this thing. Otherwise, if it is not downloaded, then you have to go to the command prompt and then cmd you have to type, and then you have to install libraries like pip install. Anything you want to install, you have to do pip install pandas, like this you have to do, right? So here the advantage of using a Jupyter notebook, I mean the Anaconda, is all these libraries are already installed, just you have to import it. So this is how you can import a library. And this is a list. What is this? This is a list of author, and I want to create a series. What I have to do? pd.series, right? You pass this thing, and then you print the author series, and then you can say type the data type. I want to know what is the data type of author series. You select here and then run. So when you run this, so you will get the output like this. So this is the output. You can see this is a series, and what we have is the author of the series. Yeah, this is the one. So this is the author, and this is the index. Index starts with 0, 1, 2, 3. It internally maintains an index. And this is what kind of data it is, what kind of thing is it? It is a series. It is a pandas series. So pandas series is one of the thing which is a series, which is a it is like a list. Okay. The second thing is a data frame. Second thing is a data frame. Data frame is nothing but collection of series, you can say. Suppose say now I have a series which is called as author, another series called article, whatever the article this author has written, and then I can create two series. One is the author series, another one is the article series. And then I want to create a frame. Frame is not a dictionary. Remember yesterday I told you, very important for you people to learn list and dictionary. Extensively used whenever you want to do serious programming. So this is like a dictionary. What is a dictionary? Dictionary is nothing but a key value pair. So it is author is the key, author series, and then article is the key, article series is the value, which is the list. Now you pass it to a data frame. So pd.dataframe frame. Okay, when you click on this, when I run this, this is what is the outcome. So outcome is nothing but a series. So this is a data frame. So two series put together, you can create a data frame. So this is a data frame. It looks like some data in Excel, right? Same thing. It is an author and an article. So we can do much more thing on this. So we can create a data frame, and I can add. Suppose I already have a data frame having two series. I want to add the third series like age. I can do like this. I can say result of age, It is going to add a new column to this new column called age, and then it is going to create what is called as a series. Okay, so this is how you can do. So hopefully you people watch IPL, right? So I want to create an IPL data set or IPL kind of a thing. Then what you can do? IPL contains what? It contains players, it contains teams, it contains how many runs they have taken, how many wickets they have taken, right? You want to create a frame like this. This is how you can do. So here again, it is a dictionary. Key is a player. Value is, as I told you, it is a list. Okay, like this. So you can create the IPL data frame. So like the same thing, you can create a Corona data frame. So you can create a Corona data frame in the same way. Say you say total cases, state, total cases, active cases, recovered cases, and then died cases. So you can create a data frame like this. So this is how we can get started with the Pandas. So many functions are there in this. Just I'm telling you to get started. That's what I can do in 2 hours. So just we can get started with Pandas, because Pandas itself take at least 1 or 2 days. So many functionalities are there. Okay, so this is about the Pandas. At least you got some idea about Pandas. So this is how. So next, let us get to the next thing. We will do something Pandas Corona statewide. Suppose if I have this data, now how to read the data? Now I am using a data set. This is the data set I am using. I am using this file. I already created, I already downloaded this file. Where these files are available? They are available publicly. So there is a file called statewide CSV. Now I will go here and then statewide CSV. This is a comma separated value. So this is the data. I click this. So we have this data. So what are this data? So we have this data set. State, confirmed cases, recovered cases, dead cases, active cases, when last day updated. So this I think some old data. Okay, and then migrated. So many fields are there here. So many fields are there here. So now I want to read this data, start analyzing the data. That is what we do, right? We have to start analyzing the data. So this is the total cases at that time is around 66 lakh, 82,000. That is the time which this data was taken. Right? 6. So this much data is there. Okay, this is the real data. This is not a fake data. This is the real data. So now we want to read this data. So how to do? How to start with the Pandas. So this is the next thing. See now, import Pandas, read CSV. So what is the advantage of all these libraries is it has a method for doing all these things. Assume that you want to read and you want to write your own code for this. It is going to take so much of thing. And compare this code with C programming, Java programming. You want to read this using Java or C, you would be writing at least minimum 5 to 6 lines or more than that. Right? Here it is just a line. We say import the Pandas, PD, read CSV, and this CSV, this file is there in this folder. And when we really work on the data, huge data is there, huge set of data is there. And I want to see only first 5 records. That is what I can do. Data of head. I'm going to show, it is going to show me the first 5 records. When I say head, it is going to show me the first 5 records. So this is what is the data, right? We have seen this is the data. So data.head, it has shown me first 5 records. And then, so once it has shown me the 5 records, there are so many, these are the methods. Data of head is a method. What is data? It is a Pandas frame. And I want to check the size of the data because see now I could open a Excel file or open a CSV and see that in real scenario data is so huge, even it may be difficult for you to open a file, it may take so much time. So that's why I want to know how many rows are there, how many columns are there. Then I can say data.shape. Data.shape is, it is going to tell, look, it has 38 rows and 12 columns. Okay, I want to know what kind of data it is. Now this is a data frame. And I can display only the columns. When I say data.columns, it is going to display all the columns. And when I want to select a specific column, say I want to select the column called state, then these are all the states. States and union territories in India. And then I want to select only few columns. I want to select these columns: data of state, confirmed, recovered, deaths, and active. You can do this. And then, okay. So I can get the data type of each column. By default, the string data is considered as object. If it is an integer, that takes integer 64 as the data type. So among that, I want to search for the data of Karnataka. It is like writing a SQL query only, but we are using pandas. Here we say data.state double equal to Karnataka. It is going to, from the data, get me the data of Karnataka. So this is how I am getting the data of Karnataka. So this is how I am getting the data of Karnataka. And then there are some other methods called LOC, index based and label based. Okay, so I can extract only few columns, and then and then I can extract only few records. I want to see what is the total confirmed records. Total, I want to do the aggregate function, right? The way you do in SQL, right? It has something like max, min, all those things are there. I want to extract a record which has maximum number of maximum number of corona cases. So this is what I have to write: data filter.confirm.max is equal to data filter.confirm. Then I am going to say this is the state Maharashtra was having this. You can get a minimum Lakshadweep, right? So like this, a lot of functionality. Before you get into this, I want to work with the data. I want to understand, data is the gold, right? We have to work with the data, understand, duplicate, remove duplicate thing. And then if something is null, so now I want to understand like death rate versus confirm. So this is what I wanted to do. So all these things I can do using what is called as the pandas. This is the first step in going into the data science or the machine learning. This is the first thing. So we can get the duplicates data, we can create new, we can merge two data frames, null values we can replace with something else, a lot of things you can. Okay, so let me pause for a while. So this is what is called as the first library which is useful, and it's called as pandas. Hope you are able to get this. Are you getting this or are you sleeping? Let me get the confirmation. Okay. Good. Okay, so the first thing is you should get started. First, you should know Python, and then important in that is the object-oriented programming, and then the another thing what is very important is the what you can call it as the list and the dictionary. So these are the things which is extensively used, right? So this is how we are using this. Next comes the matplotlib. See, I collected the data. I want to pictorially represent the data. How do we do this? That is where the matplotlib comes into picture. So it is like similar to the MATLAB is one of the scientific tools which is used for this purpose, and then this is derived from that, in the sense it is being influenced, and then similar to that the library is built. So again, it is not very complex. This is like drawing the graph. Let us see basics of matplotlib. So it is used to draw the graphs, right? So for this, what is the library? Import matplotlib pyplot as plot, PLT. Matplotlib, we have two lists, x and y. What is the x? X is some values and y is some values, and then I want to draw a bar chart, plot dot bar x comma y, and then show. See, it is drawing this. Okay. Similarly, you can do set so many things for a graph, right? You can put the title, you can put the x label, y label, you can put the colors and all those things. So pictorially, you can represent student versus their marks, we can put it here. And then you can draw the horizontal bars also. And I want to put something on top of it. So on top of this bar, I want to put the value. So you can do that. And I want to put the ticks. Ticks is something like this. So here x and x axis, y axis, whatever these values we wanted to put, we can put it. And we can do this horizontal. Again, this data of corona. Again, I will be using pandas and all. I'm reading the data from the pandas. And then I try to draw a graph of the state versus confirmed. So state versus confirmed, I want to draw a graph. You can look at this, and it is too much close, too much thing, and then we can get only first 3 letters or 1 letter of each state, and then we can represent like this. Yeah, so this is how we can represent this. So this is what is the graph. We can draw some kind of a complex graph also. This is what we can do. So where do we get all this data, all this kind of data? So this data set is available. Suppose if you say corona data set, you want to work with this corona data set. There is something called Kaggle, okay, Kaggle. See, Kaggle is a very good portal for all the data scientists, Kaggle. So your teacher yesterday, your professors were asking, give me some use cases of this. So Kaggle is a portal where a lot of competition is being held. You can be part of that competition, or you can also see nowadays. See, people are talking about hackathon. So how do you build your profile? How do you? It is not very good just if you score some marks, right? So finally, we will see your ability to solve a problem in the real world scenario. So that is where you can participate in some kind of a hackathons or some kind of solving the problems and all those things. So Kaggle is one of the website. You can see, you can download all the data set, and also many companies are setting up a competition to solve their problems. They want to know how people will solve the problem. They provide the data. Okay, they provide the data, and then they will announce that this is a competition. So people will participate in the competition, and they will put up their solution. And even the person who is giving a good solution, they will get money also. So there are a lot of problems, be it say analysis of like stock price, be it analysis of diabetics data, be it analysis of what you can call it as any of the diseases like Alzheimer's or things like that. So now a lot of things are there in the corona. So you have so many data sets here, and you can download and you can check like whatever the what kind of competition it is, and what you can do. And also you can get this what I said, this Jupyter notebook. So Jupyter notebook you can get. So they will announce a lot of competition. So something like pulmonary fibrosis progression. See, prize money is $55,000. So they come up with a problem. See, this is the problem. Okay, this is related to something, and then they will give you the data. Okay, and then the notebooks. So the people who started working on this, they will put, see, this guy has put, see, basic EDA. I'm talking about exploratory data analysis, right? This guy has done the basic EDA. So same thing, he started with reading the data, putting and all. So this is what he is all about. So Kaggle is one of the important website which you look at, where you can get a lot of ideas. Okay, this is the Kaggle. They will what is the introduction? What is the problem statement? So what is the problem statement? So it is related to something related to respiratory system, and you can go through this, and how you first before participating in any competition, first you can see like what kind of problems are there and how it is being solved. You can look at the notepad and see. This is the notebook. See, I told you in the notebook, Jupyter notebook, you can put all this. They start with pandas. See here, pandas, NumPy. where all their program starts. Even program is available. Program is available. That could be used in your project. Okay, but you should analyze, like there are nowadays with reference to machine learning and all, lot of projects are available. From Corona only, there are so many projects available. You can look into this Kaggle. So kaggle.com, very important website. You can go and you can visit. Okay, this is where you can get a lot of projects and lot of ideas. You can see like how they are doing. You have to explore. You can run this. You can take it, copy it to your system. You can run, download the data, and see this graph. Whatever I'm telling, they are trying to do some like whether smoker, non-smoker, who got this particular thing. This is the exploratory data analysis, basically using the pandas and the matplotlib. Sometimes they use something called CBOB. They will use CBOB. Okay, so this is where the first preparation for your data preparation, data analysis is first part of the machine learning project. So this is where we have to get started with. So that is one of the part. So now we will come into the part where we will get to the machine learning. So matplotlib I explained you bit and then this thing. So now we know like what is the problem we want to solve, and then the data preparation and then model planning. This is where now the machine learning comes into picture. So this is a big part of this. Okay, so let us get into the machine learning. And again, these are the part of the machine learning only, whatever we have done so far, exploratory data analysis. So when it comes to the machine learning, we can look at the machine learning algorithms on the machine learning introduction, I believe. Okay, machine learning introduction. So already I spoke about data science and already I spoke about the structured data, unstructured data and all. And this I spoke about. So now comes the machine learning. So as I told you, like what is a machine learning? It is a part of artificial intelligence, or it is one of the branch of artificial intelligence, where with experience, the machine can basically the accuracy of analyzing something will improve with the experience. That is what we say in a plain word. There are some definition of machine learning and all. So let us not get into that definition. We'll try to understand in a simple way. Machine learning is broadly classified into three things. One is called as the supervised machine learning, unsupervised machine learning, and then reinforcement learning. So machine learning is classified into three things: supervised, unsupervised, reinforcement learning. Again, supervised learning is classified into two things. One is called regression and classification. Similarly, unsupervised learning, dimensionality reduction and clustering. And then we have the reinforcement learning. So reinforcement learning is most of the part which usually won't be touched, like it is gaming, or it is like robotic navigation, or like self-drive car, things like that. Most of the problem can be solved in supervised machine learning or unsupervised machine learning. So let us concentrate on to this. Now let us understand what is supervised machine learning, what is unsupervised machine learning. So when we say supervised machine learning, so as the name indicates, there is a supervisor here, right? There is a supervisor, and that is where we get into supervised machine learning. So now let us try to understand what is this. Let me explain you supervised machine learning in a normal term. So as a kid, let us go back, let us rewind. As a kid, let us understand how we learned the things, how we learned alphabets, how we learned to make a sentence or words. That is exactly what is called as supervised machine learning. Say your parents would have told you, showed you some picture. They said A for apple, right? They showed you the picture of apple, and then they said, hey, look, this is A for apple. So you by heart, and then next day when your parent says, you say, yeah, it is A for apple. Similarly, B for ball and C for cat and things like that, right? This is called as supervised learning. What is supervision here? We have the label data. We call it as the label data. What is the label data? There is a picture of apple where apple is written, the word apple is written, and also letter A is written. What is the input? What is the output? Input is the picture, and this is a label data. Output is like whatever you are saying, this is an apple. So you know the input, you know the output. And suppose suddenly the next day your relatives comes from different places, and they also have the kid. They come with another new book. They come with a new book, and that in that new book also there are pictures. And they show that new book to the kid in your house, and they will ask, beta, tell me what is this? Even though that particular, so see here, the first part is A for apple is nothing but training. You are training the kid, look, hey, yes, it is A for apple. So this is good. And then your neighbor who comes or relatives who comes and they show a different picture or a picture with different color or different background, still the kid is able to identify, yes, this is an apple. That means the kid has learned. The kid has learned. That is what is supervised learning. Supervised learning means data. So we are going to train the machine with the data. We are going to train the machine with the data. And once the machine is trained with the data, and then we are going to test the machine with giving some set of data, new set of data. And if the machine is able to predict it properly, then good. If it is not able to predict, then we have to fine tune some of the parameters and again test it back and again train it and then test it and then good. So this is what is called as the supervised machine learning. So if I were to tell you another example, see now you are all sitting in your home or rooms, right? And then your professors are taking online examination. So what they will do, so let us say if your professor says, look, hey, these are the 10 questions and you prepare well and I can give any question from this set of 10. That is called supervised learning, right? See, they said, oh, read this 10 and definitely you're going to get some 3 questions or 4 questions out of 10. So this is what is supervised learning. When it comes to unsupervised learning, so this is not the same. In case of the unsupervised learning, let us assume again another case, again go back to our childhood. Let us say our relative comes from a place or a village, or let us say we are aware of some of the fruits. As a kid, we know, so let us say 2 fruits. We know only apple and then say we know only mango. Let us say your relative comes and they bring jackfruit and they bring some other chakotar, they bring some other fruit which we are not aware of. As a kid, we are not aware of. Then they put it on a table or they put it somewhere on the floor. As a kid, you go, oh, you try to segregate them. If ask you to segregate them, based on the shape, based on the color, based on the size, you are going to group them, right? You are going to group them. That is called unsupervised learning. Here, we don't have a label data. We don't know what is this fruit is. But still, we are going to group it. We are going to cluster it. We are going to group it. So that is what is called as the unsupervised learning. So in case of the supervised learning, we have 2 things. One is called as the regression and the classification. What is a regression? Regression is finding and they want to know whether the site vacant next to you, what would be the rate? Then you are going to predict, right? They are going to predict. How we are going to predict? Based on the historical data. They are going to predict and they say, yeah, the site rate here is 6,000 per square feet. This is the prediction. When you want to make a prediction that is a single value, we call it as a regression problem. Next is a classification problem. So what is the classification problem? I will tell you. Like suppose someone in your family is about to marry and you have to give the gifts, right? In India, the tradition of giving the gift. What you do? So you make a group. Oh, first close circle or your father or mother, first sisters, brother. Okay, these are the items you are going to give. Next circle, cousins, this is what you are going to do. Friends, this is what you are going to give. Some colleagues, this is what. You are going to make a group or a segment. So that is called as the, what you can call it as, like that is part of the grouping or making a group or classifying something. So that is what is called as the one is the regression and another is the classification. So classification is like has some options like it is like yes, no, or I want to, if an image is given, I want you to check whether it is a cat or a dog. So that is the example of a classification. We have regression and we have classification in the supervised machine learning. When it comes to unsupervised machine learning, the data is not labeled. We don't know what is this, but we are going to group them. We are going to cluster them. Suppose a new company wants to launch something. So they don't know like who is going to buy, but they wanted to target some segments. Maybe people in urban area, in this area, with having this salary, working in a government, working in a private, or working in IT. So they are going to do that kind of a segmentation and all those things. That is what is called as the unsupervised learning. The third one is the reinforcement learning. So what is reinforcement learning? Here you learn on the go. Okay, you learn in a situation. And here what you do is, suppose the best example is learning how to ride a bicycle. How to ride a bicycle is an example. So even though your parents would have told, oh, this may be given so many theory and all those things, how to ride a vehicle. So once you get into the bicycle, then only you know the real situation, right? Suppose you would have taken the vehicle and suddenly something came fast and then suddenly you applied the brake and you fell down, right? So now you learn from your mistake. Yeah. This is, so then someone is told, hey, this is bad. You should not be applying the brake like that. So they would be giving you the feedback. They will be giving you the feedback saying that, yeah, you cannot apply the brake like this. Then you learned. Next time when you come to that situation, you try to improve upon this thing, right? This is called reinforcement learning. That is, whenever you do something correct, you get a feedback saying, yes, good. Something you are doing bad, you get a feedback saying bad. Then you learn from that and you do. Same thing is like driving a car, driverless car is an example of a reinforcement learning, or playing the chess is a reinforcement learning, because the end game is too far. Based on each move, whether there is a possibility either you can move, you can going in a right direction or not. That is what is called as the reinforcement learning. So these are the three things: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and then another one is the reinforcement learning. How do we know practically like whether it is a problem of a supervised learning, whether it is a problem of a unsupervised learning and all? You can ask some kind of a question. If the question is this A or B, that means it is a classification. Is it going to rain today or not? You say two options, yes or no, or maybe, right? So you have some set of classes, that is a classification algorithm. If something like, is it weird, some financial transaction, suddenly someone has taken money, 1 lakh rupee from the ATM. Every day your ATM, they may not give 1 lakh, maybe from a bank. Okay. So then what happens? Hey, there is something fishy. Every day you are taking withdrawing some 5,000 rupees or this thing. Suddenly you withdraw 1 lakh rupees. There is something that is called anomaly detection. If the question is how much or how many, what is the trend of corona next week? Or you say, oh, this many cases, a specific thing. What could be the total number of cases in India? Okay, in next Monday, you are going to give you a specific value. That is called as the regression. So then how it is organized? Then that is clustering. Like what kind of people are going to buy my, what kind of a set of people or what set of people in the different geography are going to buy my product or anything, so that we are going to do the grouping. I don't know exactly who is the person who is going to buy, but maybe this particular segment people may going to buy. So that is called as the clustering. If the question is what should I do next, then it is a problem of reinforcement learning. What should I do next? That is a problem of the reinforcement learning. So this is the example of a machine learning. And there are so many algorithms are there: supervised machine learning, unsupervised machine learning, regression, classification, clustering, association and all. As I told you, like regression example is housing price prediction. Categorical classification like medical imaging. taking a image and then see whether it is a cancerous cell or not. Clustering is group segmentation or market basket analysis. Market basket analysis means, okay, the person with this similar kind of a profile are they going to buy what? So that is what is called as association. So like this, you have different kinds of algorithms. These so many algorithms are there. These are the algorithms you have. Regression, you have linear regression, and then logic regression or logistic regression is a classification problem. You have decision tree, you have support vector machine, random forest, that is called ensembling. Okay, then further if you go to deep neural network, there we have artificial neural networks, ANN and all as that. Okay, and when it comes to clustering, we have algorithms like k-means clustering, hierarchical clustering, and dimensionality reduction. We have something called principal component analysis. There are so many algorithms are there. So based on the requirement, based on what kind of problem you are going to solve, you can apply those algorithms. Okay, so again, to help us scikit-learn, library has given us all the library of most of these algorithms, and then we can use that algorithm to solve the problem. Okay, so to summarize, so we have pandas where you can read the data, and then first, that is the first point. Then you will be using all this data discovery and all. Then the NumPy is behind the scene. Like this pandas uses NumPy. Okay, and then matplotlib for plotting, and then. So this is the another part where just I completed a brief introduction about the machine learning. Hope you are able to get this thing. So let me just get a quick feedback on this. So are you able to get at least what is machine learning, and then the classification, the types? Well, can I get the quick feedback? Okay. So let me just move to the practicals of machine learning, and then we can have the question and answer session. So now let us go to the machine learning part. Again, I will be using the Jupyter notebook. So let us start with the simple data. First is linear regression. Okay, so the first thing is like, you know, linear algebra, that is the linear regression. So the first thing is just predicting the price of a house. Very simple thing, we will get started. And it is very simple to understand. So what is that we have? I have some data set of very few data of the home prices in a place called Monroe in New Jersey. This is the data. What is this data? Just we have very limited data, area and price. Maybe area is in square feet, price maybe in US dollar, or you can convert into rupees. So what is the aim? What is that we try to do here? We want to predict the price of a house with some area. Okay, suppose if I say we are going to feed this data to the machine, and next machine we will say, machine, look, I want to know what is the price of a flat of 4,200 square feet. Then if it gives you the price, and then that is what we are going to do the linear regression. So what is linear here? So linear means, see here we have two parameters, or we call it as feature. What is the feature? Area and the price. And so here you look at this, as the area increases, price increases. This is called linear. The relationship is linear here. As the area increases, price increases. That is where we can apply the linear regression. What is the regression? Again, we are finding a specific value. What is the value? Given an area, I want to find the price. So this is where you can do this. If you remember, recall back to your high school this thing where you are using a linear algebra and you use y is equal to mx plus b or mx plus c to solve this problem. Let us see how we can solve this kind of a problem. So all the time it starts with a problem statement. What is the problem statement? Given the above data, build a machine learning model that can predict home prices based on the square feet area. Suppose now if we try to draw a chart or a graph of area versus price, so this is what is the line we are going to draw. So what is this line? This is the best fit line. We call it as a best fit line. So it is not possible to draw a line like passing through all these things. That we call it as overfitting, because suppose if I try to join all the lines and all the points and try to build a model, then that model won't be good, because it is like overfitting or like match fixing. Okay, so what linear model is going to do is basically it is going to minimize the, see what is this point? This point is the actual value of a plot of 3,600. Suppose at 3,600, what is the value? Value is around 675,000. Okay, but as per this, what is the value? Its value is say between 650 and 675. So this is the predicted value. So when we use this algorithm, what we want to do is we want to minimize that gap between the actual value and the predicted value. What we are going to do is, that is, we call it as a delta. The square of summation of that delta, if it is minimum, different ways, right? I can draw a line in different ways. Which line I want to draw is the best fit line I want to draw, so that this error is minimized. That is what the machine is going to do. For that, we have to apply the model. It is going to read the data, and from that data, it is going to analyze and it is going to try to draw this best fit line. So that is what we are doing here. So this is y is equal to mx plus c. So here the price is dependent on area. Area we call it as independent variable. Price we call it as dependent variable. Area is independent and price is dependent variable, right? Independent and dependent. And what is m? You know, like this is the slope or the gradient, and then y is the intercept or the bias. So this is where the intercept. So there are so many possibilities of drawing a line passing through those points, but the machine is going to try to draw a line which can minimize the error, or which is going to minimize the error. That is what it is going to do. That is what we'll be doing in the linear algebra, right? So in order to do this, we have to import the pandas linear model. So this is where the linear algorithm is there. I mean the regression algorithm is there. That is, we have to import the linear model. And then first thing is I have to read the data. Again, where is this data? This is the data, simple data. So this data is there, home price, home prices. So this is the data. This is just for demonstration, only few data. In real scenario, there is huge data will be there. And then what we are going to do, we are going to read this, then I am going to get area and price. So area is an independent variable, price is a dependent variable. We call it as a feature set. So first what we need to extract, we need to extract the x and y. So independent variable and dependent variable, we have to extract from this. So this is how we can extract price of df of price. I am going to get the price data. Then I am going to draw a plot of scatter plot of price versus area. This is what is the data points. Now we will be dropping this column called price, because what the x value, whatever I should pass to the linear algorithm, regression algorithm, it has to be like a data frame. So I'm going to separate the x value and the y value, and then I pass this to the linear model. See, this is a linear regression. You need not to write the algorithm for this, which is already there. We have to use it. So we are going to say, create this object, regression object, and then we pass this data. Data of what? We are going to pass the price versus area versus price. I mean, both these values. Then we are going to calculate the score. So we basically try to build a model, and then based on this data, whatever is available, we can see like what is the accuracy. So it can predict with an accuracy of around 95%. Okay. And then you can start drawing the plot. This is what you are going to draw the plot. See, this is the best fit line. So here it tries to find out the coefficient and the intercept. I mean the intercept, yes. And then we are going to apply it to y is equal to mx plus c for each of the points. And then this is what is the best fit line it is going to draw. But still there are errors. Yes, any machine learning cannot be 100% accurate. So there will be errors. And yeah. So now I want to predict the price of a home with 3,300 square feet. So this is what I'm going to do. I say 3,300 and this is what it is going to predict. So, and then we are going to get this coefficient and intercept, and you can again put it back to y is equal to mx plus c, and then it can. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to supply all the data of this areas for all these areas, and I am going to ask, please predict me the data, predict me the price for these areas. Okay. So now machine has learned. So that is what it is trained. Now I am going to test it. When I am going to test it, I am going to test it with this data. I will tell, look, this is the data. Now whatever you done the training, please use this and then give me the outcome. Okay. So this is what it is going to do. So then we are going to, it is going to predict these are the prices. Okay, I can put it back to a CSV file. This is prediction CS20. Yeah, this is what it has predicted. These are the prices it has predicted for this. So this is the like a hello world of machine learning. So this is how we are going to get started with what is called as the price prediction. And then in real world, the data won't be so simple and all those things. There will be multiple variables. Okay, so we will see some other example. Same example with some other information. So this is the linear regression.
Correct. ಅದೊಂದು ಬಾಕಿ ಇದೆ ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ.
So now let us see some other example of multivariate. Suppose we have a multivariate data. What is this data? Now we are going to add some complexity to it. We are going to add some more thing like area, bedroom, age, because the price does not depend on just one thing, right? Area, bedroom, and price. See here it is multiple variables. So again we can build the algorithm. So here what is x? But area, bedroom, and age. What is y? Price is the y. So this is the independent variable. This is the dependent. So again we can check that particular algorithm and see how it works.
168 169 770.
So this is for the multivariate. Again here we are going to read this data. This is the data, and here you can see there are so many dependent variable and independent variable. See, only one dependent variable. These are the independent. So they are linearly related, like area, bedroom, and price. And then we are going to apply this algorithm. And again, linear model, home prices. So we can do the pre-processing. See here, one of the data is missing. See, number of bedroom is not given for this particular house. Then what we can do, either I can remove this data or I can do some kind of approximation. What approximation I'm going to do is I'm going to take the average of the bedroom of other houses as the value for this. So those are the things you can do. So that is what I'm doing. Median, I'm filling that value with that. And then that is what we call it as data cleaning, cleansing, and all those things. Then I'm going to drop the price so that I got the X value and then Y value. and then I'm going to develop the algorithm and then predict, and then we can do like this. So this is another example. So in real scenario, real world, the data, then usually what we do train and split the data. Like we make training data and test data. Suppose that this is another one, which is the second hand car sale. Like let us say mileage and age and sell price. There are two variables. One is the mileage and the age of the car, and then the selling price. So usually what we do is this data set, we create around 80% of the data we use for training and 20% of the data we use for testing, or 70-30. More and more we train the data, our model will be more accurate. Okay, so this is what we can do. So that is something called train test split. So that is what we are going to do, train test split, and then we can do this. Okay, so this is the Jupyter notebook. And again, we will start this understanding the variable, understanding on various parameters. See, this is where I'm going to split the data. So it is going to split the data. There is a again library train test split class is there. Test size is 30%. That means the training size is 70%, test size is 30%. So I'm going to train this with that data, and I'm going to put a model. And now once the model is ready, I'm going to test it with this thing and see the accuracy around 92% score. This is what I'm going to do. So in real world, only building this model is not enough, right? So there's a real world problem is there. This is again in this particular data is available in the Kaggle. So this data is taken from the Kaggle, and then we are going to do this. This is called predicting the Bangalore home prices. And this is how the data will look like. See, data will be this much big. See, this is what. So many things we are going to consider: super built up area, availability, location, size, society, total square feet, how many bathrooms, what is the balcony, and the price. So this is like real data which is taken from the Kaggle. So somebody has uploaded this data. And see, when I want to do a machine learning project or anything, this is one of the subparts. See, I cannot ask my end user to come open the Jupyter notebook and then type in something and things like that, right? So I have to build the data product. What is my product? I have to develop a web page or a website, and I have to develop the what I call it. I have to load my program in the web page. There should be some backend programming running there and things like that. So this is one of the example where this is a real project where basically I wanted to train my machine, build a model, and then I want my end users to use this, right, as a web application. This is what I have to do is I have written the backend programming. Backend programming is done using a Flask. Again, Flask is a web, you can say web application built on top of the Python, right? So this code is there. First, let me run the code and then show you, quickly explain you. There is something called server.py Python program. I'm running the Python program. Okay, so it is going to run like a server, and it is going to start. And then what I'm doing is I have built a front end also. So if you want to do the end-to-end project, then you should know how to build the HTML, CSS, JavaScript and all. See, the same thing. This has created a model. I'm going to use that model and I want to predict the price. So now I loaded my program and it is running on the backend. It is running on the backend. My backend is run and it is running on port 5000/128.7.0.0.1. See, now I'm going to see for a 2-bedroom of 2000 square feet, in location, say, first phase JP Nagar, what would be the price? See, it's at 163, that is 1 crore 63. So this is what is the final product, right? Suppose if you are developing one simple application using linear regression to predict the price of a house. Then when you want to do a project, this is what you have to do, not only just building the model. So what we do, we build a model and then we convert into a file. We call it as a pickle file, and then use that pickle file, and then whenever I pass these values from the front end, this request will come to the back end. The back end, we are having what is called as Flask. So a program is running and then it receives that program and it is going to serve this request. So this is an end-to-end project. When you say end-to-end project, one is you have to build a model, and then you have to build a front end, and you have to use that front end and then communicate the data to the back end, and then use that model, and then you have to go into predict the price. So this is one of the example of a end-to-end project. Okay, when you are developing anything you are trying to develop, which is a regression model or any kind of classification, suppose an image classification. So finally, that is what we have to do. Okay, so if you already these programs are available in my website. Again, I told you yesterday, students also, please go to my website, and then I have put this code. If you are interested, you can check it. It is free of cost. So just go to my website, and I will tell you like where is this code. I will put it in the chat window. For those people who are viewing from the Facebook, from the YouTube, it is www.kaushalya.tech. So this is what is my website. You can go to my website, kaushalya.tech, and here my code is available in the Git. You go to the Git. See, the basic Python tutorial is available. See, I conducted similar workshop in so many places. I did it in NIE Mysore. So the code of this NIE Mysore is put in. Again, I have things like programs, and then you have like data science, where pandas and matplotlib, whatever I have done, it is available here. And then related to machine learning is also available. Machine learning is available here. Data science, machine learning. So there are so many algorithms. Just I am able to tell you just one or two algorithms. See, these are the programs, whatever I told you under trying test data. So this is available. There are many such algorithms available. So you can do that. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel. So this is my YouTube channel where you will get again the free. Just subscribe. See, wherever I conduct any of these webinars, all those videos I upload. So recently, before coming to your college, I conducted in Sambram College, I conducted in general public, IT people. So every Wednesday, I'm conducting a webinar that is there, and also Acharya Institute of Technology. And like this, I am conducting. And this is a playlist I made for the webinar. Other than that, I have videos. Please subscribe to my channel. You are not going to lose anything. So you will be getting, so that will encourage me if more people are subscribed, so that, see, other than that IoT project, so many things are there here. I'm going to keep on putting the libraries whenever I find, and also like full stack development using Java and all. So many technology is available. Okay, so this is one of the end-to-end project. Now the question was, what are the things you can do? What kind of projects you can do? So now there are a lot of options available. So let me just, as yesterday your madam has asked me, so just these are the few project ideas. So a lot of projects are available in a natural language processing, NLP, where you can build a chatbot for your university, college, health chatbots. What is this chatbot? Like, you are going to ask a question and the machine is going to answer it. right? Corona chatbot. You can develop a Corona chatbot. What is that? Someone says, see, finally it is like a doctor. What doctor is going to do? He is going to ask you so many questions, and then they are going to tell based on his experience. He is going to tell, yeah, this is the symptoms, right? Similarly, you can create a Corona chatbot or chatbot for government services. Government services are like, for example, a villager wants to apply for some service, and probably what happens, like they may not be knowing like how to write in English or anything. They can talk in their language, and then we can create a form and submit a form to the government. Things like that. You can think of how to use these technologies. So this is one thing. Second one is a lot of things are available in the prediction, COVID prediction, cancer prediction, stock price prediction, employee performance analysis, house price prediction. And again, as I told you, Kaggle is the website where you can go and check many of the projects, many of the things are available. Otherwise, image processing, detection of the traffic offenders without a helmet. Okay, detection of corona social distancing violator. I read in the new article that now in the UK, they are trying to find out the people who are not maintaining the social distance using the technology. Okay, using the technology they are going to do. And then there are like a lot of such things are there related to image processing. Lot of ideas are there. So you can do a lot of projects, not like regular earlier days you used to do the same project, right? What is that? Hospital management, school management, this, that, and all. But a lot of things are there you can check out. And there is Analytics Vidya. There are many websites are there where you can get a lot of things. Kaggle is one of the very good websites. Similarly, you have Analytics Vidya. So there are many websites are available where few are like they're asking you to learn something and subscribe to their channel or things like that. You are trying, but you can get overall idea. Like they are also organize some hackathons. Look at the hackathons. Look at how you need not to attend. Also, first you can see like how people have built a solution and how they are going to use it. Okay. So with that, let me conclude my session. So again, I would like to thank the college as well as the principal and the HOD of Information Science Department and the coordinators and all the students for attending to my webinar from the last day, I mean yesterday, today. Hope it's of some use and hope in going forward, we will be associating with your college and hope each other will help from that kind of engagement. And again, I thank you people for being a good listener and thanks for providing the opportunity. Okay, that's it. And over to you, madam.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. So if you have any questions, you can type in the questions in the chat window. So hopefully we will be collecting the feedback. I would like to see the feedback also. It would help us to
Yes, sure.
deliver in a much better way.
Yes, sure. Yes, students, please speak out. Yes, Meghana, speak out. Give the feedback on this yesterday's as well as today's session.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, sir. I am Meghana, yes. And the session was really informative, sir. We got to know many aspects of Python and machine learning. We really enjoyed learning this way, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sir, I had a doubt. You said about collab in the Python, no, sir?
Yeah.
How do we actually access Collab, sir?
Yeah, just you can say collab. Okay, just I will show you.
Yeah.
Just you can log in with Google Gmail. Okay, just you can say collab. And then it will open up a interface similar to Jupyter Notebook, and then you can start working on that. So just I will show you. So you can say Google Colab. So this is the one. Okay, so you can start with the project, or you want to create a new project. You can create a new notebook. Okay, then you can start writing the code. If you want to upload the data set, you can upload to it. It is similar to Jupyter Notebook, which is available in the cloud. And also, see, when you are running, another advantage is, you see, ideally, like when you have so much data, you can connect to the cloud server, and then you can select the server which you want to learn. Suppose if I just want to say print, so it's like same as this. Just you run and you will get. Okay, you can create create your program. You can share it with some of your friends. Your teammates can work together. Things like that, collaborate, and you can see it is basically initializing and running in the cloud. It will say like what RAM and all. So really, like you have used data set, maybe you have to use different kinds of servers. So it is possible to select them and all. Okay, it is similar to your Jupyter Notebook in the cloud. Suppose you need not to install any software on your machine, but you can use this. Same interface is similar to your Jupyter Notebook. Hope you are able to get this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Neha Kaushik.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. So the sessions were really very informative. And for us to know about AI and machine learning, which is in the trend right now across the whole world, this is given us a lot of information so that we can go further into this field. So thank you so much for inspiring us to help us in knowing more about it. So I also have a doubt, sir.
Yes.
What makes pandas accept data from SQL and Sheets compared to other languages? Like, what is the extra feature here?
Can you come again?
Like you've told that pandas accept data from SQL and Sheets. Compared to other languages, what is another extra factor here?
See, here is it is very easy to like as you have seen, it has a lot of lot of functionalities built into it. Okay, built into it. Suppose you want to read a data itself, you think like you want to do the same thing in Java or C or C++. Reading data itself, like you have to create a file input stream, file output stream, read the data, write the data. It is going to take a lot of time, right? So here it has so much things which are built into it, and you do a lot of things after reading the data. You want to see there, that is where exploratory data analysis comes into picture. See, data would be very straightforward. Okay, so we collect the data from various sources. We have to clean the data. Like there may be outliers. What is the meaning of outlier? Let us say one data is there we have collected. Suppose it says the area of a house is 1,000 square feet, but they say it has 20 rooms. How it is possible? It's 1,000 square feet house cannot have a 20 rooms, right? So we have to do that kind of analysis. We have to clean, we have to remove the data, we have to eliminate the duplicate data, right? We have to cleanse. That is what we call it as data munging and all those things. So, yeah, those kind of operations will be done very easily with the partner. Okay, that is what is the advantage of using that. So see, very less line of code, you got to do all those things, right?
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for
Okay.
clearing the doubt.
Yeah. We have to do that kind of analysis. We have to clean, we have to remove the data, we have to eliminate the duplicate data. So data is being accessed, yes, data is being accessed again, it's advantageous and disadvantageous in the sense it all you should be careful also whatever the information you are going to give it in the cloud. Finally, it's all data, right? So anybody can access the data, but at the same time, it is not so easy. No, someone has to just get the data from Facebook or anything. There are some APIs, and we have to use those APIs. Twitter also has some APIs. And yeah, I forgot to tell you, like we have done another previous, they helped some set of people to do some kind of a suicidal trend by looking at the feeds of the Twitter. Okay, so yes, we are getting the data in the public domain. People are talking about it. That is where the companies also want to know like what people are talking about their product. And it is not that AI is going to replace human being or anything. There is unemployment. At the same time, there are opportunities, right? There are opportunities. Say if you assume like you keep some person to classify whether a mail is spam or not, it's really difficult, right? So it is going to help us. At the same time, there are challenges. At the same time, there are opportunities. So look at the options. So there is so much options, so much things are there. Suppose if you use the technology during pandemic, right? Suppose if some people are not maintaining social distancing, and if we use some technology to enable it or check that, that would be great for us, right? You cannot put so many people and so many police to maintain all those things. So there are challenges. At the same time, there are a lot of opportunities. So how it is going to predict whether a mail is a spam or not? Again, there. Okay, if you don't have any question, I have to go for another class. So hopefully we can end the session if you don't have any other question. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Divya madam, can we end the session if nothing is there?
Hello. Yes, sir.
Yeah, if you don't have any other question or anything, can we conclude the class? Yeah.
Sir, actually, there are few doubts. Can you just wait for 2 minutes, sir?
Okay.
Okay. Sir, yesterday HOD ma'am had told about the titles for projects, mini projects and so
Yeah,
on.
that's what I had given. No, this is what I showed you, the project ideas.
You have provided it to Divya, sir?
No. I just told all the people. Okay, here I told about like the different project ideas. See here, this is what I will send it separately to ma'am.
You send it separately to HOD ma'am's mail ID.
Yeah,
sir?
yeah, ma'am. Okay. Yeah, these are the ideas. That's what I told them. Yeah. Okay.
Hello. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, girls. Hello. Yes, girls. Respond fast. If you have any doubts, please clarify regarding some project ideas.
Were there, and now everything is automation, right? So there are, at the same time, what is happening, like every 20 minutes one car is coming out of a factory, or like one tractor is coming out of a factory. Okay, so we can use it to solve those problems which we need assistance. Suppose by having a chatbot to do a job, but there will be, this is a prediction what it is going to make or anything. It may not be 100% accurate, but it would be nearly maybe accurate. So it is not going to give anything like 100% or something like that. So this can be used as an assistant. See, for example, nowadays we use this Alexa and all those things, right? So instead of now there is no type recorder, right? Earlier we used to have the type recorder. Now it has come in a different form. So in the same way, it is not going to take away everything, but definitely there will be few of the things which is laborious, which we don't want to do, or which is repetitive in nature. Those kind of things we can use. Hope I addressed your question. Okay. Any other questions?
Yes, girls. Respond fast. If you have any doubts, you can clarify your doubts with respect to project ideas.
Sir, all few of us are now in our pre-final year, sir. I mean, some of us here. So it's going to be hard for us when if we take a project which is going to be really hard, and then we try to solve it in the future, and then we'll later realize that this project is not, we can't do it right now. So what do you suggest? How do we start the project?
See, whether it is difficult, or you can first start with some simple projects. Okay, start with some simple projects. Okay, and nowadays a lot of resources are available. You start with doing some simple project. Once you get the confidence, you can get into some kind of a complex project or anything. Unless you are make your hands dirty, you don't know whether it is a simple or a complex, right? One is you have when you will get the confidence, you have to try doing something. Try doing something, see what is, attend some hackathons. You may fail, okay, no issues, okay, you may not be able to do something, but in the process is very important. You learn so many things, right? You learn so many things when you are getting into this. Suppose if you are standing on the bank of a river and you think, oh, if I jump into the river, what is going to happen to me? So you really don't know. First, what you do, you swim in that area, 10 feet, 15 feet. Then once you swim, then you can move ahead. Then you can go to maybe half a kilometer or things like that. So in the same way, just start with a simple project. Then as your confidence increases, take up a bit complex project and then go ahead. And nowadays, a lot of resources are available, okay, in the net. Look at these sites, whatever I have mentioned, Kaggle and other things. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Sir, the concepts of machine learning are not new. They are from
Yes.
many years, maybe from a few decades.
Yes.
But it is came to popularity only in recent years. What's the reason?
Yeah. Okay, sir. Very good question. I think in the beginning of my session, I addressed this, no problem. So when we say machine learning, basically we are going to work with the data, So we needed a huge set of data. When as you rightly said, it started in 1951 and so. Now we have huge set of data. One is data created by the people like us, also data created by sensors and machine. So now as we have huge set of data, so one is the data is available and we can process those data. We try to get the hidden patterns under that data. That is the one aspect. Second aspect was the computing power was not very good. Like as you mentioned, over the decade, computing power was not good. So now we have better machines, better computing power, and moreover we have cloud. If we are not able to do anything on our machine, we can offload to cloud and we can do this. Third part is the evolution of the algorithms which were there, which was earlier it was only for people with a lot of mathematical skills or lot of statistical skills, only kind of those people with having so many PhDs and all, they are able to solve this. But now with the open community like Python and the libraries, which has made it very simple, because already we have so many algorithms which are built into it, and anybody can start exploring and experimenting. So these are the three things which has helped us. And now organization want to spend money because they know the value of the data. They know the value of the data. If some person is making some positive feedback, giving some positive feedback on their product, that is good. If someone is giving negative feedback, they want to understand, they want to realize what is happening. So these three factors led to the improvement of this thing. That is what is the boom now. We are talking about AI and ML because of these three factors: availability of data, better computing power, and then translating these algorithms into an available format in the form of the libraries.
And another thing is nowadays the lot of UG programs on machine learning and AI are coming up in several colleges. Can this be taken as a UG program as the industry is developed so much to cater the recruitment of the UG students, or still it is in the upcoming area? What's your opinion regarding this?
Sir, if you look at this, there are two things. One is like VTU colleges. Second one is universities. If you look at this, already independent autonomous universities, they already started UG program. Like for example, if you take a Presidency University, PES University, or like any of these, they already have data science as one of the engineering subject. Okay, and there are a lot of companies started really using this. It is not like a fiction. Earlier, it was like something like a fiction, or one or two kinds of problems are being solved. Now, I think people started realizing the importance of this, and there are a lot of products which are coming in. And any new company, any new startups coming in, they start with AI, ML, and all those. So I think there are quite a lot of options available. Already some of the colleges are already started these courses, and there are quite opportunities coming up once they students.
My question is, if a student takes a course, it is not sufficient that the course sustains for a few years. Maybe their career will be for nearly minimum of 3 to 4 decades.
Yeah.
That particular area should sustain for 3 to 4 decades. And is that data science field sustain for 3 to 4 decades?
Sir, actually, on the other side, like, see, the computer science and these related fields, they are changing so fast, sir. We never know, like we were using this so many apps, right? See, all these financial apps or chatbots. We like when you see, like if you look at the banking system only, when you see, just earlier we are going to the bank and we are doing the regular banking. Then came ATM, then came mobile banking. Changing so fast, sir, the fundamentals of any programming are adopting to the new situation. See, from the company perspective, what they do is, see, they cannot throw out all the people. Like, let us say, if someone is working on web development, let us say, suddenly data science comes into picture. So they try to see whether they can upskill him or reskill him on those technology. Because in this particular area we are living, we cannot say that it will be there for say 4 decades or anything of that sort. But there is a trend is there, but things are changing, sir. I don't think any of the things are going to remain forever. I mean, at least those long periods.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Madam, is there any other question? Hello?
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Madam? Okay. Madam, conclude ಮಾಡಬಹುದಾ?
Sir, conclude ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, sir. Hello.
Okay. There are no questions. I thank Mr. Raghu Prasad for giving an excellent talk on the Python programming and machine learning concept for the 2 days through the webinar. I thank him on behalf of our institute and all the coordinating committee of this webinar. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so
Yes,
much.
sir. Thank you very much for providing me an opportunity, and it's glad that during Navaratri I'm interacting with all these budding lady engineers. So hopefully they will learn many things, and hopefully we will start interacting with your college more and more with a lot of other opportunities.
Definitely, sir. It's our
Thank
pleasure.
you so much,
So
sir.
I also thank all the participants for active participation in over the 2 days of webinar. And also I congratulate Dr. Reshma Banu and the team for taking initiative to organize this webinar. Thank you. Thank you, Ananda.
Thank you so much, sir. I thank Principal Sir for providing me such a great resource person through the mail, and I appreciate your time and your service to the society, sir, because it is a free webinar. Thank you for enlightening us with the concepts of Python and machine learning, which are being a part of the core subject to the students. Thank you so much, sir. I thank my principal also for making this one for the students' benefit and for his time to interact with you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Students, we'll conclude the session, students. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.